2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Tonight, it'll be the Brooklyn Nets going up against the Denver Nuggets. Looking at Denver, more than solid play for them of late. 7 wins in their last 10 outings, making their mark and playing well. So right around the halfway mark, we're starting to see MVP candidates emerge. Shaq, you won that honor back in 2000, putting up tremendous numbers.
Yeah, I had a career high in averages, points, and assists, and that was the year of my first championship, Bernie.
Shaq, do you think you should have won more than one MVP?
I sure did. I got robbed twice.
I think overall in your career you should have had 4. But in 2000, when I was working as a student analyst watching you, man, that was a great Laker team.
I appreciate you very much.
Pleasure to know you. Honor to be sitting here next to you. Isn't this guy the greatest?
Man, it's Shaq Mendes.
And getting mentally prepared to compete. You see the focus. You feel the energy. These guys are ready to go. There below is Barclays Center and the borough of Brooklyn, where there's never a dull moment. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for joining us for NBA action on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan, along with Greg Anthony and Brent Barry, our terrific analysts, and David Aldridge is our sideline reporter. And taking a broader look here at the year-over-year scoring trend for Harris.
And looking at his offensive numbers from the past few years, it seems like teams around the league have kind of figured him out. He's having to work a lot harder for his points, and they haven't been coming nearly as easily as they used to.
And with pregame routines coming to an end, we're just about ready for our tip-off. First, though, let's get a report from the sideline and say hello to David Aldridge.
Nuggets coach Mike Malone is the son of longtime NBA assistant coach Brendan Malone, who was on the staff with the late Chuck Daly in Detroit when the Pistons won back-to-back NBA titles. Malone's dad told him not to get into coaching with its nomadic lifestyle and volatility. Michael said, "I knew the pitfalls. My father said, all right, if you're going to be a coach, be a great coach. If you have a passion, you've got to follow that passion." Kevin?
Some pretty sound advice. Thanks, D.A. 2 very deep teams, great benches. Brent, talk about the mindset and the difference there between starting and coming off the bench.
You can assess, Kevin, throughout the first quarter or when it is that your time to check in the second quarter is about the rhythm of the game. What are we doing well? So when I go in, how much more can I enhance the advantage we have there? Or let's say it's a game where we're getting killed in transition. The most important thing I can do is communicate that message to the team. When we start that 4 or 5 minute stretch, let's focus on these 2 things to get ourselves back and righted for the rest of the night.
Oh, that's excellent. Now let's take a look at Denver's opening lineup. The backcourt is Murray and Harris. At the forward slots, it's Barton and Millsap. And it's Jokic in at the 5, down low. And for Brooklyn, Harris is out there with Prince. Then it's Garrett Temple. And there's Jared Allen. And it's Dinwiddie in at the 1 spot. Good defense by Jokic. Looking at Denver, they want to turn it around after the loss to the Boston Celtics. Rejected by Harris. Off his foot. And they're saying he kicked the ball. Allen against Jokic. Over Allen. The rebound by Prince. Brooklyn with the ball. Harris finds Dinwiddie. Oh, and there's the one-handed jam.
And credit the screen for giving him the space he needed to get to the rim.
For sure, GA allows him to come in with the sledgehammer.
Yeah, why settle for the layup when you can attack the rim and rise up like that?
And so it's the Nets getting on the board first. Here's Harris. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
Now, Harris is used to the contact, exceptional at scoring despite getting hit on that shot.
About a minute and a half through the first quarter. Temple the pass to Prince. He dishes it to Dinwiddie. 5 on the clock. And it's sent back by Millsap.
Great block from Millsap, sending that one back.
Harris, no good.
Yeah, not really much of a flow offensively yet. Only 1 of 4 from the field.
And Temple kicks to Dinwiddie. Temple dishes to Dinwiddie. Pass to Allen. Tries again. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. It's going to be on Jokic.
Nice work to get it inside and draw the contact.
Brooklyn shooting their initial free throws of the game right here.
And taking a look at their free throw statistics on the season, right around 74%.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one drops.
And a one-year player at Texas, Jared Allen came into the league as a bit of a project. He's got ample playing time to develop in Brooklyn.
He's off on the second. And Greg, safe to say, Allen's defense is ahead of his offense.
Yeah, but his mobility and leaping ability serve him well as a finisher, providing that vertical spacing teams like to have inside.
Now Prince, following the miss by Gary Harris from deep. In the corner, it's Harris. Wide open look. Denver grabs the miss.
Really just struggling here in the first few minutes. 5 attempts with only 1 falling.
Dinwiddie against Murray. Here's Millsap. Good, and the assist goes to Murray.
Millsap set up there in the mid-range. Pretty good rhythm on that jumper.
Dinwiddie outside. Pass to Harris. Back to Dinwiddie. Sinks the three-pointer. Dinwiddie's got 5 points so far.
Kind of like playing in a rec league, little to no defense on that possession, and the easiest three-pointer you can imagine.
Murray, the pass to Jokic. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. It's on Jared Allen.
You know, you watch Nikola Jokic out there, and he just moves like a guard. The way he approaches the game, sees the court, and shoots just aren't found in that center position.
This is his first free throw of the game.
And his average at the line stands at about 79% right now, so solid numbers in that department.
Free throw, good. Jokic. You know, Greg, Jokic has so many tools at his disposal. He's a walking triple-double threat.
The passing and vision is what really sets him apart at that center position. The offense can run through him and should run through him with how he can distribute the ball.
And he makes the first but misses the second.
Well, it's interesting when Jokic was playing with Nurkic and they cleared the room for Jokic to take over at the center position. He's taken on that responsibility. He's taken on the star role. He's accepting it and excelling at it.
Now here's Dinwiddie. He's coming off a 13-point game against Charlotte.
And guys, what impressed me most was his passing. He constantly looked for the open man and found guys in great spots.
And the 6'6" point guard, Spencer Dinwiddie, second-round pick of the Detroit Pistons in 2014. You know, Greg, they might have wished they held on to him.
One of the most improved players in our league. Last season, he signed that 4-year, $48 million extension from the Nets, rewarding his growth.
That free throw, no good. Long season, Brent, halfway through. Some teams try to create camaraderie with team dinners and team trips, and I would think that would help.
Well, that helps with your personal savings. You're not spending.
Absolutely,
You're not spending your per diem.
No per diem spend.
Well, there's a tremendous article that was written last year about what it is that Greg Popovich created in San Antonio. Funny thing, when that article came out about the Spurs dinner culture, I had people that were calling me up going, "You should read this," and I said, "Read it. I lived it."
I'm right in the
Are you
middle of
kidding
it.
me? But absolutely, time like that, time where you have conversation, time in front of one another, where you learn about. Hopefully you're learning about the vulnerabilities of your teammate, because in the end, that's what ends up making you stronger. So I think those kind of things help immensely.
And the call will be against Harris. That is his first foul of the game. Here's Temple, guarded by Harris. And Temple kicks to Dinwiddie. Clock at 4 from downtown.
There's some length from Murray as a guard there as he helps out on defense and pesters the shooter.
Harris passes to Barton. Here's Plumlee. Another shot, and he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
And a moment now to check out the numbers for Spencer Dinwiddie. He's putting up about 20 points per game, 6 assists, and 3 rebounds. They're loving how he's running the show here. His sensational passing really breathing life into their offense.
Something in the coach's playbook here where the schemes fire on all cylinders when he is in the game. A great conduit for them offensively. He knows where everyone is at all times.
That free throw, no good. And with the signing of Durant and Irving along with DeAndre Jordan, Greg, are the Brooklyn Nets now claiming the mantle for the top team in New York?
Listen, they were already the better team a season ago. After stealing the Knicks' thunder in free agency, acquiring the superstar talent, we're poised to steal the Knicks' cultural relevance as well.
He hits the second from the line.
One area after watching Denver over the course of the past 2 years showing what they can do offensively is for them to improve on the defensive end of the floor. About middle of the pack last year. They can get into that top 5. They become very formidable as a finals team.
And for the Nuggets, I think they concede, Brent, that defense is a work in progress.
Well, that's why they jumped, though, last year, Kevin. 2 years ago, they were at the very bottom of the league, and last year showed some signs of getting some cohesion on that end of the floor. If they get into that top 5, Kevin, this team could be on their way to the NBA Finals.
The free throw drops for Dinwiddie. And both free throws good for Dinwiddie. And so it's Murray who brings the ball up for the Nuggets. It's a 3-point game. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing that last matchup with Boston.
Yeah, I mean, on the road, their defense was just overrun. Couldn't match the intensity of the opponent, and it cost them.
Well, let's hope there isn't any carryover from that letdown in this one.
The Nuggets shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. No good on that one. You talk about solid role players, Brent. Mason Plumlee fits the bill.
Does such a great job consistently of coming in, being a physical player, setting screens and rolling. Probably an underrated part of his game is the way that he passes the ball, but never is going to get your team out of sorts with the way that Mason can play within his role.
That's off as well, so he misses both.
Absolutely stone cold at the line thus far.
Dinwiddie passes to Prince. That one falls coming off Dinwiddie's feet.
Well, he knows how to score, and he does just that on that play.
Murray surveying the D. Over Prince. That's tipped. Temple finds Harris. Oh, good on the three. The Nuggets trail by 5. Murray, the pass to Harris. Pass to Millsap. Doesn't go for him. And Brooklyn will now go the other way with it. Last game against the Nuggets, they lost in the Mile High City.
Yeah, and looking back at their last game against this club, they were badly out-rebounded.
Now, here's Dinwiddie. 8 points for him. No good on the shot.
Well, if you believe in the numbers, that mid-range shot is not a high-value shot, even with little or no defense on you.
Barton, no good there. Dinwiddie with some nice D. Here's Temple, and it's sent back by Plumlee.
Big athletic guys like Plumlee, hard to get your shot over them before they can get their hands up.
And there's Millsap. That's good on the assist by Murray.
One of the more skilled offensive players that is on the floor here tonight, Kevin. Not an easy fella to hold in check.
The pass to Jordan. Dinwiddie up top. He's covered by Murray, and it's sent back by Millsap. Barton against Harris. And that one's good. Barton. And it's now only a 1-point Nets lead.
Well, Barton takes some tough shots. Used to making them. He did there.
And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn.
And how about the transition from Paul Millsap, going away from that star role to being more of a role player here in his later years. No longer needed to carry the torch, if you will, in terms of scoring and rebounding. But he can still give you just a bit of everything else at this stage.
Big group substitution here for Denver. Jeremy Grant, he's checked in for Millsap. Torrey Craig comes in for Will Barton. Beasley's checked in for Gary Harris. And Morris subbed in for Murray. Now here's Jordan, coming off a solid outing against Charlotte. Morris against Dinwiddie. 6 on the shot clock. The three. And so Grant will bring it up for the Nuggets. They trail by 1.
Come on, man. Who got the ball? I got your help.
Morris outside.
Get it. Play him tight. Come on.
A beautiful reverse layup.
And their post play has been really solid right off the bat.
Brooklyn's gone just 1 of 4 from three-point range here in the first. Shumpert with it, guarded now by Morris. To the paint, here's Jordan. He can't hit that time. Plumlee with some nice D. Great offensive performance they're putting on.
And guys, we call that the zone because that's where they are right now. They are in a zone, and I'm sure they feel unstoppable.
The net shooting alarming, 21% to get things going here. Shumpert dishes to Dinwiddie. It's Jordan on the wing. Back to Dinwiddie to end the cold streak, and it's good. Assisting on the play was Jordan. 10 points for Spencer Dinwiddie.
and giving up some inches inside, but makes up for it with an aggressive style.
Yeah, the big man not going to slow him down from getting that deuce.
Now, here's Grant. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Dinwiddie with some nice D. The Nets with the lead. Plumlee with the steal. Now Morris. And looking at his production, he averages a little more than 7 points a game. Grant finds Morris. Beasley for three. It's hauled in by DeAndre Jordan. Jordan's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Pass to Dinwiddie. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call. Now we get a chance to check out the standings out east already. We are in December. And take a look at the Nets. Right now they're in 7th in the conference, looking to build on their record.
Well, I think for Brooklyn, they've had an interesting season for sure. They're competitive, they're feisty, but they're not a team that's going to dominate for long stretches.
I just think if you're on the other side, Greg, how much are you looking at that team and saying, we're scared of them? So not a lot of fear from the opposition and what they're bringing to the table. They're good, they compete, but do they have that extra gear? I'm not sure.
Oh, good on the triple.
Yeah, one player sometimes can drag down your offense, and he seems to be an anchor here in this quarter.
Here's Craig, guarded by Shumpert. Back to Beasley. It's stolen. An even 3-on-3 break. Here's Nwaba. He's coming off a 13-point game against Charlotte. Can't hit from in close.
And the effort never stops with him. No easy shots when he's on the floor.
Well, it's about the defensive end, and that's what guys feed off. He gives the effort down there at all times.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be, because he is so strong in the paint. Well, Coach Mike Malone has grown up with this young Nuggets team. He says that he believes in the youth of this team.
Well, the future is so bright for the Denver Nuggets, and really where you have to give Mike Malone a ton of credit is when they made the decision between their two bigs, Jokic and Nurkic, sticking with Jokic and then changing their entire offensive style to play from a point center position. It has paid huge dividends.
Musa, he's checked in for Spencer Dinwiddie. Here is Plumlee. Beasley for three. That's in for the first basket of the game after 3 attempts. This tug-of-war game continues.
And guys, that's lucky number 7 already in this game.
Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Shumpert's got the game tied up here for the Nets.
And Shumpert does play stronger than he looks. Even if you body him up, he can get through some contact.
Morris against Shumpert. Throws it up high, and it's slammed in by Plumlee.
He is a great leaper for his size and gets off the floor so quickly, sneaks behind the defense for that alley-oop.
Musa passes to Shumpert. 30 seconds left here in the first quarter. For Brooklyn, they have shot 67% from the line tonight, going 4-6.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And that one falls for Shumpert.
Shumpert, an important piece to this basketball team. He comes in, he does a lot of things well, and accepts the defensive responsibility that is placed on him.
And both free throws good for Shumpert.
Yeah, a lot of whistles here early, as well as foul trouble starting to be an issue.
Morris passes to Grant. Shot and game clock separated by 5. Back to Morris. Good D by Jordan. Musa passes to Nwaba. Jordan kicks to Shumpert. Fires from deep. And that shot was up in time, but doesn't go in. Tie game in Brooklyn. Stay with us as we get set to bring you the second quarter right after this. Nikola Jokic, a former second-round pick, turned star in the league, talks about what the game means to him.
Basketball, like passion, love. Like, that is the thing I play like when I know 4, 6, 7 years old. I don't know. Like basketball is always in my life. That like I think it's passion. I think it's passion.
In basketball, Greg, a big deal in Jokic's native land of Serbia.
And I love his creativity. There's an artistry and a freedom in how he plays the game.
And it's been a pretty even game here after one quarter of play. And looking at what we've seen so far, guys, from the Nets, what do you think?
Attacking, drawing fouls. They won that first quarter at the line.
Yeah, they were going right at the opponent here and forcing their hand. I mean, like literally making them foul them.
They've got him on Shumpert, and it's Musa in at the 2 guard, so that's the Nets 5.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Denver shooting a lackluster 38% for the game, struggling so far. Grant finds Jokic. Pass to Morris. 5 to shoot. Allen with the rebound. Allen's got 4 rebounds in this game. Just over 1 minute has passed here in the second quarter. Here's Musa, and the bucket is good. 3-point play chance here for him.
A nice move to create a gap there in the defense and get to the bucket.
Are there any players, Brent, you have been surprised with how good they've become?
Well, last year, the evolution of Pascal Siakam and what he was able to do in Toronto was just out of nowhere. And what an incredible run he had, being a huge part of getting that team into the NBA Finals for the first time. Canada saw finals basketball, the birthplace of basketball.
The Toronto Huskies, you're right.
Pascal Siakam last year was such a huge eye-opener.
How about his game 1 in the finals? Unbelievable.
Tremendous and great confidence, and the way that he can play, Kevin, very difficult to match up against. Shooting threes, transition, long on defense. It'll be interesting to see in the years to come how far Pascal Siakam comes in the league.
Now here's Shumpert. 6 points for him. We're closing in on 2 minutes played here in the second quarter. That one wide left. The Nuggets trail by 3. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
And you got to get up tighter than that. Some players you can give that much room to, but not him.
Here's Shumpert. From 13, buries the jump shot. Shumpert's got 8 points.
Well, Shumpert right now is just locked in. He's not allowing the defense to affect him one way or the other.
Murray outside. Passes it to Jokic. Shumpert with some nice D.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on it.
Musa can't hit. Nuggets have gone 2 of 5 from the field here in the second quarter, shooting 40%. It's Beasley on the wing, guarded by Shumpert. Outside for Murray. For the 3. Brooklyn with the rebound. Allen's got 6 rebounds in the game. Here's Musa. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
And the Nuggets, one of the better offensive teams in the league, but they play at a slower pace.
Well, they played last year at the 4th slowest pace in the league. Maybe one of those reasons is the 5s that they use in Jokic and Plumlee coming off the bench are not the most agile players in the league. Got to wait for those guys to get their way down into possessions in the half court. But when they were down there, they were pretty effective and pretty tough to stop.
And he makes the first. A different look for Denver. Paul Millsap has checked in for Jeremy Grant. Martin comes in for Torrey Craig. And it's Gary Harris in for Malik Beasley. He hits both from the stripe.
And they have yet to miss a shot from the line here this quarter.
Harris outside. Here's the floater. It's deflected.
Such a good defender, Taurean Prince. Physical, good lateral movement, and has the tools there to snuff out a shot.
Allen finds Harris. Here's Temple. Harris outside. For three. No good on that one. Barton with some nice D. A three ball. Good, and the assist goes to Murray. Murray's got 3 assists now in this one.
And coaches and the opposition knows that Barton loves to run in the open court. You can see why with the basket on the other end there.
Here's Temple. Nikola Jokic grabs the miss.
Well, that's how to protect the rim without fouling. Force him into an awkward release and a bit of an adjustment on the layup.
Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines.
Well, Kevin, Kenny Atkinson, who's a native of Long Island, now has his dream job, coaching the Brooklyn Nets. He doesn't need praise or recognition. Instead, he's fueled by the fear of failure. He says, "I always feel like I'm one banana peel away from never being in the NBA again." Kevin, he's got his team playing with that same determination.
David, he sure does. Thank you very much. Now here's Allen, following the missed shot by Will Barton. And the Nets miss again.
He's not the guy that you want to give a wide open look from three-point range. They're lucky that that one doesn't cost them.
Brooklyn trailing. Harris outside. And it's Denver with the rebound. Jokic has got 6 rebounds here tonight. Murray left side. The pass to Jokic. Doesn't get it to drop for him. And Brooklyn will come the other way. They defeated Charlotte in their last game.
Yeah, and with most of the arena against them, they just banded together and trusted one another to make the right play.
Yeah, and in that game, it turned into a massive scoring night. It wasn't so much about the game plan as it was establishing early confidence to get that win.
Allen's shot is off. And so it's Murray who brings the ball up for Denver. Pass to Jokic. Prince with the defensive effort. Brooklyn's gone 0-3 from beyond the arc to start the second quarter. Harris with it. Now guarded by Murray. Pass to Prince. That doesn't go in. Had a chance, though, to take the lead. Denver's gone 2 for 5 from three-point land since the end of the first. Harris looking it over. Here's Jokic. And that one hits back iron.
Kind of rare to see any player have this much of a struggle from the field. To still have the lead shows how resilient they are as a complete team.
Here's Temple. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Allen. And then Allen slams it in. It has been nip and tuck through the first half.
Exactly, guys. The way it's seesawed back and forth, unbelievable.
Now here's Murray. They trail by 1. Jokic high post. Good, and the assist goes to Murray. Murray's got his 5th assist in this one.
Well, the confidence just keeps growing with Jokic and his shot. Pretty much ready to shoot as soon as it touched his hands.
Here's Prince. He had 16 points in the win against the Hornets in Charlotte.
Yeah, but all around offensively, the performance was great. He knew when he had it going, but he also knew he could get other guys going. So his passing right up there on the level with his scoring in that one.
And the 6'8" forward Taurean Prince showing continued improvement at the offensive end.
In the system that he played in for the Atlanta Hawks, Taurean Prince was known as a good two-way player. With his length and his ability to defend, he's going to be a great complement to scorers like Kyrie Irving and Spencer Dinwiddie.
And that one misses. The alley-oop play, Brent, fan favorite. We love it as broadcasters. Who are some of the best lob partners in the game now?
Well, I think the last 2 years, might be 3 years, that the best combination has been down in Houston with James Harden coming off and finding Clint Capella at the rim and seemingly throwing it just about anywhere. What I'm curious about is in this year's combination in New Orleans and who it's going to be. Is it going to be Drew Holiday? Because on the back end of that,
other end of it,
Zion Williamson probably would be pretty fun to put on this list.
Oh, my goodness. Wide open look here for Murray. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Murray's got the lead up to 3 now for the Nuggets. Dinwiddie surveying the floor. Allen outside. Prince outside. Dinwiddie outside. For Murray. Here's Allen. And good work on the boards. They pick up the second chance points. Allen's got 6 here in this quarter.
And they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up.
And here is Murray. He's coming off a 10-point game against Boston. Here's Jokic, and it's blocked by Jordan.
You can't just throw up stuff like that with DeAndre Jordan lurking around.
Passes it to Dinwiddie. Back to Harris. Shoots over Barton. A nice shot by Harris. Harris has got his first 2 points.
And when he breaks out the crossover, you can be sure he's going to leave somebody in his way.
Murray, the pass to Millsap. Out left to the wing. Barton in the corner. It's up a 3. Rebound, Brooklyn. Harris outside. And it's sent back by Jokic.
Deceptive reach from Jokic there, swatting that shot away using those long arms.
Murray, no good.
I think he rushed that one just a little bit, thinking the defense was going to get close. They weren't.
Lobs it up for Jordan, and it's Jordan with the jam.
Yeah, how many times do we see highlights like this? DeAndre Jordan loves bringing the hammer.
The Nuggets trail by 3. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Here's Murray. And no good. Dinwiddie with some nice D. And so it's Dinwiddie with it. He'll bring it up for the Brooklyn Nets. Harris. Millsap grabs the miss. Millsap's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Harris passes to Millsap. Knocks it loose. Stolen by Allen. Trying to break that ice-cold streak. And Harris lays it up and in. Harris has got 4 points now in the quarter.
And since the first quarter, we've seen them ease off on that long-range affair. And frankly, that's probably a good idea.
Now here's Murray. A good portion of their scoring has come from him. He averages more than 18 points a game.
He's a tremendous shooter, is Jamal Murray, and nice to see him get to the mid-range and knock that one down.
Here's Dinwiddie. 3-point lead. And the pass to Harris. Back to Dinwiddie. Good. And Harris gets the assist. Dinwiddie's got the lead. Back up to 5 now for the Nets.
Where was the D on that one? Just too easy.
Murray outside. Inside. And that's collected by DeAndre Jordan. Jordan's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Prince kicks to Dinwiddie. Pass to Harris. Here's Allen. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. Paul Millsap picks one up. The Nets have shot 10 of 13 from the free throw line.
Shooting 2.
He misses the free throw. So for the Nets, David Nwaba checked in for Taurean Prince. And it's Shumpert in there for Harris. And he's good on the second. There's 39 seconds left in the second quarter. Beasley, the pass to Grant. And the wide open shot from Morris. Hits the three-point bomb. Morris has got 5.
And they're shooting really well from long range this quarter. They should keep looking to the three-point shot for some extra offense.
Lobs it up for Jordan. And slam dunk by Jordan.
And Shumpert surveying the floor and finding the open man, so a nice swing pass on that possession.
Morris with the ball. He's got 5. From deep three-point range, and no good on the last second attempt this time. And some good action through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Nets out in front. They finish off the second quarter with a 13-5 run. And we'll be back right after halftime for the start of the third quarter. We'll see you in a bit.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, folks. Ernie Johnson here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. It's the NBA on 2K Sports, and let's talk the first half. Brooklyn found themselves in a close game in the first. They saw their lead grow to a high water mark of 5 in the period. They asserted themselves nicely in the second quarter and now have a fairly comfortable 5-point lead here at halftime. And from what we saw so far from the Nets, Kenny, what's your takeaway?
Well, they've been rewarded for dumping the ball inside, keeping the defense honest. You have to mix it up. A little bit outside, a little bit inside. Now that separates teams.
And big fella, let's get your thoughts on the Nuggets.
Well, a lot of their points came in transition. They dictated the pace of the game. It was a fast pace. Put the defense back on its heels. I say keep attacking the second half. Do not slow down.
That about wraps it up. Time now for the second half of the game. We go to Kevin Harlan for the call.
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. You have to like what we're seeing from Spencer Dinwiddie.
Yeah, and through the first 2 quarters, he has been the offense for this team.
Yeah, he's shouldering the load right now and looking really comfortable while he's doing it.
And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet. And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for the second half of basketball. So on the floor for Denver, filling out the wings, Harris and Barton. Millsap and Jokic, the big men. And it's Murray in at the point guard position. Millsap misses.
I wonder what the score would be if they weren't controlling the backboard.
And tempo kicks to Dinwiddie. Pass to Prince. Just 5 on the clock. From outside the arc. Shot clock reset for the Nets. Allen. And another shot. Good defense by Jokic.
Teammates right now covering up for the type of off performance he's having. In terms of scoring, this has not been his best night.
And Millsap slams it in.
Like that from Murray right there. When he's passing it like this, it can make him so much better and so much more open.
Murray against Dinwiddie. Now here is Harris. He's guarded closely. Allen in the post. He's against Jokic. Here's Temple, guarded by Harris. Harris up top. Dinwiddie wide open. That three off the mark.
Well, the D doesn't seem to be too worried about him from three-point range, and he shows us why. Still, I expect him to make one of those.
And it's Murray penetrating. Can't cash in from close range. Nets leading by 3. And a 4-year player at Baylor, Taurean Prince, something of a surprise lottery pick back in 2016. But Greg, he's become a very valuable player.
You know, he's one of those two-way power wings that it seems every team wants. A dependable three-point marksman who holds his own defensively.
The Nuggets trail by 3. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Harris outside. He feeds it to Millsap. Barton against Harris. And it's sent back by Allen.
Well, they're going to try to search out for somebody that's got a hot hand right now. 1 of 4 to start the half.
Temple, the pass to Dinwiddie. Back to Temple. The Nets need to get a shot off here. Here's Allen. Denver grabs the miss. Millsap's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. And the foul on Joe Harris. That's his first foul. And stolen by Prince. With the teardrop and stolen by Murray. And here we go. Fast break. Murray's got it. And that one's good. Millsap.
Super job by Millsap to release the shot as soon as he gets the ball there. No time for the D to catch up.
Harris outside. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the third quarter. Denver's gotten a lot of looks from outside tonight. 5 of 12. Harris outside. Pass to Jokic. For the lead. And he lays it up and in. Jokic has got 7 points.
Yeah, Jokic did a nice job positioning himself down in the paint. Usually he's at the top of the key, but this time knew where he wanted to get the ball. Shot it on the inside and scored.
Timeout called, the Nets. You know, Brent, passing is just one of the many things that Jokic does well on the floor.
Well, it doesn't look pretty at times, and there's not a ton of athleticism, but the cerebral play of Jokic, and then for teams to try to prepare Kevin defensively for a team offensively that plays from a point center, that's a bit of a mind job night in and night out. Denver's done such a great job of accentuating the skill set of Nikola Jokic.
And let's check out a breakdown. Looking at some stats for Harris.
And you can see the surge in his level of confidence lately just by looking at that true shooting percentage. It's been moving straight up in the past 5 games. I think he's feeling it.
Now here's Dinwiddie. He's got 12. Murray with the defensive effort. Feeds it to Millsap. Good, and the assist goes to Murray. Now it's a 3-point Nugget lead.
Defensively, they've been flat in this second half, a very different type of team than we saw in the first.
Temple finds Dinwiddie. Down low, here's Prince, and it is flushed down with a nice jam.
How about Taurean Prince getting up there and slamming it down?
And so it's Murray who brings the ball up for the Denver Nuggets. They've only allowed 2 points so far here in the second half. Barton surveying the floor. Here's Millsap. Good for another bucket. He's made half a dozen now, 6 for 8 on the night.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
And there's the pass to Claxton. And here is Harris. Claxton the pass to Temple. Shot clock at 5. From deep. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D.
All right, a chance to look at some stats for Will Barton. Some nice work from him over the last 10 games. Averaging 13 points per game, 6 rebounds, and 4 assists. And he's done his share of the work for the team, definitely making an impact.
Well, the numbers, if you look at them, impressive all the way around, and he's not letting the team down.
Here's Jokic. Rebound, Brooklyn.
D giving him that shot, and that's probably not a good idea, but I guess they knew what they were doing that time.
To the middle. And with that, the Denver lead is cut down to just 1 on the bucket from Prince.
Well, the defender didn't move him off one bit, and Taurean Prince collects 2 more.
Here's Murray, and foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. And while Murray is known, Brent, for his outside shooting, he's very strong with his in-between game as well.
Yeah, he's got a lot of options offensively and getting more and more in contact with Jokic on those high screen and rolls. Devastating, Kevin, when he gets to that left hand, gets around the free throw line and shoots that high floater. There are nights where he does tons of damage with that.
Shooting 2.
Throw good, Murray.
Talk about players who are X factors for their team, and for the Nuggets, Jamal Murray is one of those guys. He is a guy that once he gets going, feels like the team can become unbeatable.
Musa, he's checked in for Joe Harris. The Nuggets also changing it up. Mason Plumlee's checked in for Jokic. Torrey Craig comes in for Will Barton. And Monte Morris subbed in for Harris. As you said, Brent, a hot Jamal Murray can take over a game.
Big-time investment from the Nuggets this offseason in what Jamal Murray is to them now, but what he can be in the future. And I think right now what he's looking to be is as consistent as he possibly can be, night in and night out, to prepare this team each season to play its best basketball in the postseason. If he's going to keep shooting, they've got to run some plays for him. Screens, pick and rolls, anything they can do to get him started.
Dinwiddie outside. Pass to Temple. Morris against Prince. Drills the baseline jumper. Prince has got 6 here in this quarter. Denver in the lead. Morris passes to Craig. Plumlee dishes to Murray. Pass to Millsap over Prince. And again, Denver no good. Brooklyn's gotten blank from three-point land so far in the third. Still 0 for 3. Now here's Dinwiddie. He's got 12. Musa passes to Claxton. 6 to shoot. Here's Temple. Nice jump shot from the top of the key. Temple's got his first points in this one. A great competitive game so far.
And from the look of it, this one could go right down to the wire.
Plumlee, no luck. It's a close game here in Brooklyn. Following this one, they get to host the Hornets. And that game is the second of 2 straight at home. Temple gets the bucket.
Look at the space he had on that one, though. There's an obvious speed mismatch between the two.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Now here's Murray. He's got 7. Floats one up. That shot, no good. Prince with the defensive effort. Nets leading by 3. On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, one of the things that teams are more aware of in the age of analytics is the importance of sleep. Those teams are making adjustments. Morning shoot-arounds have been moved in some cases to the afternoon or eliminated altogether. There are many fewer teams that are taking red-eye flights across country. And some teams even give players orange-tinted glasses to encourage them to sleep. There's a lot of work to be done in this field, but the direction is clear.
Continuing to evolve. All right, David, thank you. Now a timeout call by Brooklyn.
And they just can't seem to get going offensively.
Yeah, they're like a 4-day-old soda right now, just flat, Greg. They're missing shots left and right and just not playing their best.
So for the Nets, Jordan, he's checked in for Prince. David Mwaba comes in for Musa. And it's Amon Shumpert in for Garrett Temple. The Nuggets also changing it up. Jeremy Grant comes in for Paul Millsap. And it's Beasley in for Jamal Murray. Now here's Jordan. A look at his stats. He averages a bit over 8 points a game. Morris against Dinwiddie. Morris kicks to Grant. Back to Morris, and a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. It goes on Spencer Dinwiddie.
It was a terrific sophomore season for Monte Morris, one of the best assist-to-turnover ratio guys in the league. The former Iowa State Cyclone got a lot of rotation minutes and was huge in the playoffs as he came in as a spark plug off the bench.
Shooting 2.
And the first one at the line is good. And for Morris Brent, a great success story on a 2-way contract player.
Yeah, you got to give credit to the Nuggets and the way that they operated their G League team and the way that Monte Morris was able to develop with a lot of minutes there and then come in and be an impact player. More and more teams being conscientious of how they're using the G League. Monte Morris, a success story from that sort of production.
Brooklyn trailing. Right side, Jordan. Morris against Dinwiddie. And it's sent back by Plumlee. Morris outside. And he could not get that one to go. Out of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. This is his second trip to the free throw line.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he can't get the first one. And the second free throw, good. Brooklyn's gotten off to a very slow start from three-point range in the second half. They're 0 for 4. Shumpert finds Dinwiddie. And it's Mason Plumlee with the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. The Nets making a switch here. Allen's checked in. Denver on D. The lead is 2. Passes to Nwaba. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Plumlee with the rebound. Plumlee's got rebound number 10 tonight with that last one. Grant outside. He kicks it to Plumlee. There's the pass to Morris. Buries it from three-point range. Morris has got the lead up to 5 now for the Nuggets.
That's the kind of passing you want there. Work the ball around, keep it moving, try to get an assist on every bucket.
Dinwiddie against Beasley. To halt the run and foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. It's going to be on Mason Plumlee. First free throw is good. And both free throws good for Dinwiddie.
Well, when he gets into a groove at the free throw line, it doesn't just last for tonight. This might be 2 weeks, 2 months, something like that.
Morris passes to Plumlee. Dinwiddie against Morris. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. It goes on Spencer Dinwiddie.
Yeah, the defender all over him.
The Nuggets have made a little more than half their free throws today, 7 of 12.
Shooting 2.
Free throw good for Morris. That one misses.
Last season, DeAndre Jordan bouncing from Dallas to the Knicks. And now here with the Nets, a lot of movement, but still excited about this opportunity that he has in Brooklyn to play with the Nets.
Now here's Dinwiddie. 14 points for him.
And not his quarter, scoring-wise. Just 1 of 7 from the field.
And so it's Morris with it. He'll bring it up for the Nuggets. A 2-point game. And it's sent back by Allen. And it's Shumpert penetrating. And let's see what Denver has coming up. On Tuesday, they'll be matching up with Al Horford and the Philadelphia 76ers. And then on Thursday, they'll go up against C.J. McCollum and the Portland Trail Blazers.
And for that matchup with the Thunder, on paper, you'd expect them to come away with the win, but this might be one of those trap games where they let it get away from them if they aren't focused.
The first one falls. one drops. He ties it up. 52 seconds left to play in the third. Now Morris, 12 points for him. Makes it off the glass. Morris has got 9 points here in the second half.
And after really leaning on that three-point shot in the first half, seeming like they're just getting away from it here in the second. More of the shots coming from the interior.
Now here's Allen. 8 points for him. Pass to Dinwiddie. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Dinwiddie's got it all tied up now for the Nets.
Yeah, that play never gets old, Kevin. The pick and roll will still be an offensive staple 100 years from now. Trust me.
Here's Morris. He's got 14. 5 to shoot. It's Beasley on the wing. Off target with his 3. And we wrap up the third and looking to be an exciting fourth quarter. 2K Sports back in a moment here in Brooklyn. Mike Malone moments ago with some words for his players.
Stops and run. Stops and run. Sense of urgency, man. Come on. We got to get this win.
Trying to stoke the fire under his team, Mike Malone asking his guys to seize the moment.
And this is the time when the leaders on the court need to step up, take control, and make things happen.
Well, this has been a great contest so far, and I imagine the fourth quarter could have even more action in store for us. They've got him on Shumpert. DeAndre Jordan is out there with Allen. Then there's Spencer Dinwiddie, and it's Mwaba in at the small forward position. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn. Now, here is Morris. Plumlee trying to break loose, and that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Well, a long time Jeremy Grant was a role player that just came off the bench, and last season starting most all of the games, he showed how well he can fit in as a 5-man. And now with the Nuggets, if he can bring that kind of energy off the bench with his length, his athleticism, it gives another dynamic to this young Nugget nucleus.
Shooting 2.
And that one misses. And with Grant as a starter, his energy and effort were infectious. But Brent not likely to start that many games with the Nuggets.
No, and I think that when you look at Jeremy Grant having come off the bench before, that for a player like that, he's going to be comfortable knowing that his impact on the team is going to continue to help the Nuggets be a deep run playoff squad. He knows the potential of what they can do, and he's another piece of great depth to this Nugget roster.
And you see Jeremy Grant on this team, he means so much more than just his stats.
He's a fantastic glue guy, and his teammates talk about how unselfish he is on the floor. Great team player and an even better chemistry guy off the court.
And stolen by Jordan. Dinwiddie against Morris. Dinwiddie kicks to Shumpert. Dinwiddie passes to Jordan. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. Well, he might be an aging veteran in the NBA, but DeAndre Jordan is still terrifying for defenders when he's going up for the alley-oop.
Oh, he's such a great target still on the roll situation. You combine his length and athleticism now with the know-how and his tenure in the league, and DeAndre Jordan still can be an elite finisher on the inside.
First free throw is good.
Impeccable from the line since halftime.
A different look for Denver. Harris comes in for Malik Beasley, and Murray subbed in for Monte Morris. He's perfect from the line this time.
Well, the adventure begins when DeAndre gets to the line, but I think he's wanting to work hard on his free throws, so it's not a substitution in the last 2 minutes of a game. He wants to get confident stepping up and knocking them down.
And the shot goes in.
And great intensity here down the stretch. He's not one to shrink in the moment.
Take a look at him, locked in right now in this moment, wants the ball in his hands and feels real comfortable with the shot he's taking.
Here's Shumpert after the basket by Will Barton. Jordan dishes to Dinwiddie. 4 on the clock. Floats one, and it's good on the layup. Dinwiddie's got the lead up to 6 now for Brooklyn.
Always fun to look at. Not tremendously efficient, but the floater, boy, those sure are pretty.
Jokic passes to Murray. And it's sent back by Allen.
And this has been an outstanding display on the boards, and it's a big part of why they have a lead in this game, doing the dirty work down low. And even though he didn't get a piece of that shot, you love the pressure he puts on the shooter.
Yeah, that's the kind of energy that you want to see on every possession throughout the game.
Now, Dinwiddie following Will Barton's three-point attempt. Pass to Jordan. The rebound by Grant. Grant's got his 4th rebound in this one. Got that one, and the Nets' lead has been cut down to 4 on the bucket from Barton.
Just continuing to develop an overall game that was evident coming into the league. Gary Harris getting better at spotting the open man.
Now here is Harris. Dinwiddie outside. Got a piece of it, and it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Murray. Prince is checked in for the Nets. We're in the final quarter of play here. 3 minutes in. Lets it go from the wing. That one falls coming off Dinwiddie's feet. And he's now got the double-double. 11 points and 10 rebounds. To the paint. Here's Harris. That shot off. Prince with the defensive effort. The dish to Dinwiddie. Look at the clock. A little under 3.5 minutes gone here in the 4th. Harris inside. Barton defending. Allen. It doesn't go for him. Now Denver takes it the other way. Barton outside. Kicks to Murray. And here is Grant. Just 5 to shoot. It's stolen by Harris. Rebound by the Nuggets. Jokic has got 12 rebounds here tonight. Big time effort. Passes it to Harris. Lets a floater go. And it's sent back by Allen. 4 on the shot clock. There's the 3. But they get it back. Count that one. 9 points for Jokic.
A little bit of hustle, a little bit of energy. Jokic right now pounding the offensive glass, not quitting on these possessions.
Now the pass to Harris. Outside jumper. Dinwiddie outside. Shot clock reset for the Nets, and it's in there. That's 12 points for Jared Allen.
Just creating havoc for the opponents the last few games.
You saw by that putback there, he's just completely locked in. We're getting full contributions from him right now.
Now, here's Grant. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
And Grant, a great job there of going into contact, not shying away.
Shooting 2.
And he knocks down the first one.
Jeremy Grant just has such a great combination of athleticism and explosiveness. It's up to him to find familiar spots on the floor and do a good job of playing off his teammates to make an impact on every game that he plays.
The Nets making a switch here. Temple's checked in. So he makes 1 of 2 as the second one misses. Brooklyn leading by 5. And there's the feed to Prince. That one falls coming off Dinwiddie's feet. Prince has got 4 points in the quarter.
And since halftime, he has been a different player.
Murray kicks to Jokic. And a miss there on the triple.
And the shots just continue to say no in terms of falling.
Pass to Dinwiddie. Harris outside. Knocked loose from deep three-point range. And it's Jokic with the rebound.
Not great numbers, but great effort in this one. Sounds funny, but I think he's been a positive for them.
And closing the shot, even with the foul. Now the 2 free throws.
It's pretty obvious right now the defense is not comfortable with Barton taking those shots. He's remarkable at drawing fouls when he's on the floor.
Shooting 2.
That free throw good from Barton. Brent, on both ends of the floor, Will Barton is an effective spark plug for this team.
Yeah, he can fire you up out there, Kevin. He can do some things, obviously, defensively to get the team going and igniting the fast break. And then offensively, I know Mike Malone might not agree with all of the choices from Will Barton, but when he gets it going, it's an extra spark for this Nuggets squad.
And Joe Allen will bring it up for the Nets. They've given up just 8 points in the fourth quarter. Here's Temple. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. First one falls for him. And both free throws good for Temple. The Nuggets trail by 8. Murray outside. In the corner, it's Harris. Good, and the assist goes to Murray. Murray's got his 9th assist in the game now.
Gary Harris looking comfortable right there from the three-point line. That's becoming a high percentage shot for him.
Here's Temple. Pass to Dinwiddie. Teardrop shot. Not going to go that time. Good defense by Jokic. Denver's gotten just 1 of 4 three-pointers to go down for them here in the fourth. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. And one thing you have to love about Gary Harris, the way he can explode to the rim.
And Harris is a natural scorer from all parts of the floor, but he can just rocket himself for dunks you aren't used to seeing from players of his size and stature.
shooting 2.
That's good from Harris.
Yeah, I think a lot of these young Nuggets, and Gary Harris falls into this category. For them and for Coach Malone, it's about consistency of their performance.
And Harris drops them both. Well, Brent, not many can deny that Gary Harris is an absolute pest on the defensive end.
Yeah, pretty relentless on that end of the floor. Defensively, he's rugged and tough, and he can cover a lot of ground with that lateral quickness.
Passes it to Prince. Clock at 6. Millsap with the steal. Harris dishes to Murray. Prince with the defensive effort.
Hate to say it, but if they're still trailing at the final buzzer, a lot of this is going to be felt by him. His shooting tonight has just been atrocious.
Now here's Dinwiddie. It's Prince on the wing. Jokic defending. Fires the 3. It's hauled in by the Nuggets. Millsap's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Murray outside. Looking to get back on track here, and that one drops.
Meeting the defense with a tenacious will to score. Murray giving you that effort.
Temple the pass to Harris. He kicks to Allen. Dinwiddie with it. Good on the bucket. Dinwiddie's got 12 points here in the second half.
Now that basket must be widening out right now, Kevin. He's making almost every shot he's putting up this quarter.
Barton passes to Jokic. That misses. Had a chance to tie it there. Brooklyn leading by 3. Dinwiddie outside. Here's Temple. Rebound by Murray. Murray's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Inside, Millsap. Rebounded by the Nets. Dinwiddie outside. Out of bounds. Denver takes possession. The Nuggets trail by 3. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Murray, the pass to Barton. Steps back and shoots. And yes, it's good.
Nice work from Will Barton that time. What a big bucket from a big-time player.
Now here is Harris. Allen outside. Here's Temple. Shot clock at 5. Harris outside. Shoots over Barton. Barton with some nice D.
And there have been some terrible shot choices here, Kev. That's not a good look at all.
Murray outside. We've got 1:55 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Count it.
And he's just been impressive tonight and efficient from everywhere on the floor. Perfect night.
Now Prince. Good for another basket. He's put up 10 shots and made 7 of them.
Well, the bigger the possession, the more engaged Taurean Prince is. Wow.
Murray, the pass to Jokic. 1:25 left to play here in the fourth. Tries it from 9. No good that time. And Brooklyn will come the other way. Here's Dinwiddie. Softly drops in the floater. Now it's a 3-point Nets lead.
Always fun to look at. Not tremendously efficient, but the floater, boy, those sure are pretty.
The pass to Jokic. And it's blocked. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Nuggets will retain possession. There's 57 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And here we go. The fast break with Dinwiddie. It counts.
That's nice vision there. You see that pass, you make the feed before the defense has a chance to react, and that opens up a much better opportunity to score.
Time called here. The Nuggets decide to talk it over. They're trailing by 5. 50 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And now we get the chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Taurean Prince.
And he's just been crushing it from the field tonight, Kevin. Whether it's been on open looks or with the guy draped all over him, he just hadn't missed much. With his percentage in the sky-high range, they've had no choice but to make him their number one option on every trip.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Hey, guys, when Mike Malone talked to his team during that last time out, he told them we've got to make the most of every chance right now. This is a winnable game, but we've got to make plays. Guys, we'll see if they can come back.
And Jokic doing a better job there of using his body inside and getting the angle, then finds his way to the line.
As he doesn't get the first one to fall. Trying to focus now on the second. He's able to hit the second one, and that shrinks the margin to just 4.
Listen, they're still right in this thing. Missing that free throw, though, keeps this a 2-possession deficit.
And that's an intentional foul. They can more or less wrap it up right here.
This has to be a very smart possession.
And here is Harris. Dinwiddie outside. And it's Brooklyn scoring again.
Give them credit. They've worked hard all game, now looking to finish it.
No, great job of getting in position to win a game. It's been an all-out effort from the squad.
Denver calls timeout. They're down by 6. 20 seconds left in the fourth quarter. What's your take, guys?
There's still a sliver of hope.
Yeah, act fast, but without mistakes.
Harris finds Murray. Now, here's Jokic. Back to Murray. For three, Harris. It's hauled in by Harris. Dinwiddie with it. And so it's Brooklyn with the win. They didn't make it easy on themselves or their fans, but in the end, everyone's satisfied.
I mean, there were some times that momentum shifted, and especially early on, but let's give this group a lot of credit for that stick-to-itiveness in terms of finishing out and executing that game plan.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thank you, Kevin. DeAndre, where did you try to make the most impact tonight?
We're trying to limit those guys to one shot. They have a really big team, so keeping them off the board. But, setting screens and rolling, putting pressure on those guys. Our guys are shooting the basketball, so we're really opening it up for easy looks.
That is how you can impact the game without touching the ball, DeAndre. Thank you. Kevin?
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Brent Barry, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. We'll see you next time.